Hello Year 7 and welcome to your last lesson in a series of lessons on world religion and pilgrimage. So as always, to get us going today, I would like you to have a look at the image that I have placed on the screen. Some of you may well know where this is. Some of you may think I've got no idea where this could possibly be. What I would like you to do is to have a think at this image. And I would like you to think about answering one of these questions into your work booklet. So how do you think this image links to pilgrimage in Wales if you want to answer the bronze question? The silver question of why do you think people would undertake a pilgrimage to Wales? And lastly, our gold question. How challenging would it be to undertake a pilgrimage to Wales? So looking at these images, please answer one of these questions. You will want to pause this video now. So this lesson, we are going to be looking at something called Tir Pererin. So again, this lesson is helping you to describe the key features of the world religions and their pilgrimage sites. This lesson in particular is going to be describing the purpose of Tir Pererin. So our lesson objectives today, I'm hoping by the end of the lesson, all of you will be able to describe the purpose of Tir Pererin. I'm hoping that most of you will be able to explain the reasons why people go to Tir Pererin. And I'm hoping that some of you will be able to evaluate the importance of Tir Pererin. To be able to reach these lesson objectives, each of you will be able to use the information and knowledge you've gained from the video to answer questions about Tir Pererin. You'll be able to create a success criteria for what makes a good brochure. You're going to be able to plan your brochure so that you know what to include, and you're going to create your travel brochure. So, first task in this lesson, I would like you to follow the link in your work booklet and answer the following questions. This video is going to give you a lot of information about Tir Pererin and its purpose. So, I would like you to answer the following questions. What does Tir Pererin mean? When was St. David declared a place of pilgrimage? How does Tir Pererin describe pilgrimage? And what story do they tell all visitors to Tir Pererin? When you're watching this video, you may wish to watch it a second time. You may wish to pause it as you are watching to enable you to answer these questions. You pause this video now and click on the link which will enable you to watch the video on Tir Pererin. So, our next task is you're going to be creating a leaflet to advertise your travel company and your pilgrimage. So you are all going to take on the role of a travel company which specialises in organising a pilgrimage to St. David's. You will have to create a leaflet to show what will be the content of the trip. Remember, you will need to persuade the pilgrims to travel with your company. The following questions will help you to plan your leaflet to make sure that you are including everything into the leaflet. So what is your travel company going to be called? What picture is going on the front of your brochure? What will be the highlights of the trip? Why should your travellers or pilgrims go to St. David's? You need to plan out what the people travelling with you to St. David's are going to do each day. What is the content of their pilgrimage going to be? So before we start planning any of that, all of you need to be really sure on how you create a brochure, the layout of a brochure or a leaflet. So if we click the link that is also in your work booklet, this is going to help you and talk you through how to create a leaflet and lay it out successfully for your travel company. So while you are watching this video, I would like you to answer the following questions. 1. What makes a good leaflet? 2. Why is it important to lay out your leaflet well? And 3. How can you encourage people to visit your attraction? From our last project, Year 7, where we created a brochure for Wales in 1000 AD, I noticed that many of us were simply creating a PowerPoint presentation. I do not want a PowerPoint presentation for this task. A leaflet is something that is incredibly different, and some of you may find it easier to draw this out and fold paper yourselves rather than complete it online. That's absolutely fine. But please, please, please follow the strict layout of a brochure so that you know the difference between a PowerPoint presentation and a brochure or a leaflet. Okay, so now that you've got a good understanding about the layout and the setup of a brochure, we're going to start planning your pilgrimage. So if you look in your work booklets, there is a page which allows you to plan out your pilgrimage. So this is your opportunity to decide what your travel company is going to be called. What picture is going to go on the front of your brochure? What is going to best encourage people to pick this brochure up to enable you to sell your pilgrimage? What will be the highlights of the trip? What are the special bits? What are you going to sell as the highlight of your trip? What is going to really encourage people to travel to St. David's with you? You then need to plan out what you will be doing on every day you are in St. David's. For this, you may wish to do a little bit of individual research to enable you to know what's in the area and what people can do when they are on a pilgrimage to Wales. Please pause the video now to enable you to plan out your brochure. This will take a while, so again, do not worry if you do not complete this by the end of this lesson. So it has now come time for you to create your leaflet. I want you to use everything that you have learnt so far on pilgrimage, everything you have learnt about how to set out a leaflet, and put that all together with your planning sheet to enable you to create the best leaflet for your travel company that you can. Again, if you're going to do this properly, this will be a task that will take you, if you're in school, a number of lessons. So don't worry, this is does not have to be done by the end of the lesson. The important thing is that you are doing this to the best of your ability. Please do not rush Year 7. Pause this video now and please start your leaflet. Okay, lastly, to make sure that you are on the right track with your leaflet, I would like you to think about this. Have you used the correct layout for your brochure? So by that, I mean, is it set out like a leaflet, like that video instructed you? Or is it following the format of a PowerPoint presentation? Have you used subheadings and short, snappy paragraphs? Or is it quite wordy, the text in your brochure? Have you included persuasive language so you're encouraging people to travel with you? Have you used photographs and images to show the content of the pilgrimage to encourage people to travel with you? Have you included a map to describe the location? Have you described what is involved in the pilgrimage? What are your pilgrims going to do during the trip? And have you given contact details for the travel company? If you haven't given contact details, people do not know how to get in touch with you to book your pilgrimage.